I'm dreaming, yeah, I'm dreaming, living the RV life. Look at the moon. Look at the river. Look at the mountains. Look at the Dave. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, it's been a
I pulled over onto the side of the road and all their dust caught up with us. Man, this is beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful. This is a huge reason why we come out here and do this stuff, and this has been a great spring because we're getting into areas that we have never been before, and we were going to take a different route before, and then we said, you know what, we've already been that way. Let's show some new stuff. So look at this river. Isn't this amazing? Look at how beautiful this is. Absolutely gorgeous. I was telling Jacqueline, if I could do it all over again, I would have, you know, I grew up in Minnesota, it's pretty flat, and most of it. I would have moved out here, worked a ski resort. I've worked for ski resorts in the past as a musician, or ski resort, plural. Actually, I played a few ski resorts, but Steamboat was the big one that I played out in Colorado. And I would have come out here, done it all over again, moved out here right after college, or for college, and done this. This is amazing, absolutely amazing.
I think I want to learn how to fly fish. Saw a couple of people down there getting all ready, getting their flies out, and they had the waders on and all that. And yeah, that would be fun. For now, I just get to throw rocks. So cool. I'm ready, oh, I'm ready. Yeah. Living the RV life.
Have about 3 more hours.
I'm dreaming, yeah, I'm dreaming. Living the RV life.
Off we go. One thing I love about this is they have all these turnouts, so you can stop as much as you want. They're about every mile, so it's really sweet, especially when you're driving a big rig. You're cruising through the mountains, and if cars start to pile up behind me, I pull over, let them all go. A lot of passing lanes on this road too. I'll put the name of the road right here, and it's beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. It never gets old. And then when we hit the plains and start driving for hours a day, sleeper, oh boy. Going through South Dakota, nothing against South Dakota, but I count wall drug billboards just to stay awake. Did the same thing when I went out there on my motorcycle. Just mind-numbingly boring, but beautiful grasslands. So I'm not gonna complain.
woods right there. This has been a really cool drive so far through these mountains. We've gone up into the mountains and all these switchbacks and came down, crossed that river, and then I think we're going to go back up into the mountains again. So anyway, we're watching for falling rocks, we're watching for mountain goats, and we're watching for the road so that we don't go whew overboard.
I'm gonna check something.
Okay.
So we stopped for a little break as we were going over this bridge. I heard this clanking and I thought, do I have a loose spring or something? And I think I realized what it was is my jacks, where my snap pads are. We hit a bump that kind of rattled. So I think I recreated the noise. And I'm sitting here by this beautiful creek, this stream, as I'm looking up to where we're going. I don't know if you guys can see that, but holy Moses, we are going way, way, way up there. I think that's where we're going, or that could have been where we came from, but either way, that is way up in the air. And the whole way down, we were on the inside of the cliff, which is nice. And I just had it in manual downshift, upshift with the paddle shifting, and it would just hold us. So I barely had to use the brakes the whole way down. But yeah, it is up and down out here. This is Hell's Canyon. They say Hell's Canyon is actually deeper than the Grand Canyon. Somebody where we just stayed was telling us that because they're from here. And it is crazy ups and downs and hairpin turns out here. And I'm so glad we came this way because, like I said before, it's different than what we did before. So anyway, I could sit here all day. I could take a nap. I could just sit here and take a nap and listen to this babbling brook the whole time. Yeah.
RV Life Tip of the Week with Dave.
Let's go. Vamos.
Hey everybody, welcome to another RV Life Tip of the Week with Dave. Today I'm talking about checking your load and securing the load behind your camper. Sometimes you can't see it even if you have a backup camera. So make sure you check that out, because if it lets loose on that freeway, that's trouble. Make sure you check out the 25% off Trip Wizard in the description. Be safe, you guys.
Are you just going to be driving around in circles here or what?
Yeah, I was looking at that no alcohol in the parking lot, and I mean, as our friends Deb and Joel from Chasing Our Sunshine should know that we do some of our best drinking in the parking lots. Once you go inside, it's like everybody else, but if you can't drink in the parking lot, what do you got? So you bring your little paper bag for your bottle. You can sit right on these little pavers right here. Good to go. No? No?
The lighting's okay in here for this. Welcome to another healthy living tip with Jacqueline. So today what I'm doing is I'm coming up with alternatives to alcohol. And alcohol, you know, a lot of us drink it, and I'm not shaming anybody at all. I'm just saying that there are alternatives to that. What I did today was I just took some of the bubbly water, I took a couple of different flavors that I thought would go well together, and then I used a little bit of stevia and a nice big ice cube. Also, I used some blueberries for garnish, and you can use, you know, all kinds of different things for your garnish, but just testing it out, putting a little bit and a little bit of the other thing, and then, you know, a little of the stevia and things like that, just to kind of try it out. And I'm sure you can come up with something that you really, really enjoy. So go ahead and experiment with some NA drinks and put it in a fancy glass, because a lot of times it's not even the alcohol that my clients want, it's that they want to be part of something and they want to have that feeling that they're kind of indulging in something. So this is what my cocktail looks like. I've already had a little bit of it, but as you can see, yum, yum, yum. I also used a little bit of this packet right here of, I think it's Crystal Light, a couple of different bubbly waters, and that one, which is like a vanilla cream type thing, stevia that I used. Sometimes that is enough to satisfy that. I hope that's been helpful. If you don't know, I do help people to get healthy and lose weight and reach goals and be accountable, and I work with them. I work with clients remotely. If that's something that you're interested in, you can email me at theborderhookups@gmail.com, or you can even just check out my Facebook page, Jacqueline Hudson Coach, and I have a lot of recipes and motivation and things like that there. Send me a message if you'd like. That's been another healthy living tip with Jacqueline.
Beautiful place here in Lewiston. What state are we on?
Idaho.
Idaho. We're in Idaho. We know that because we crossed the Snake River into Idaho. I feel like we've been dipping in and out of different states the whole way here. Washington.
And what's the other one? Oregon, Washington, Idaho today.
Oregon, Washington, Idaho today. And now we are in Idaho. So it's a beautiful area. Look at the huge parking lot. This is amazing. And they're letting us stay for 2 days, which is good, because then we don't have to go bump bump. Jacqueline's calling me over.
I think it's a good thing that you had the cover on. Take a look at this.
It tipped over. What let loose?
Look at that.
The cover held it on. Holy. So the cover held it on. I left the cover on and something let loose. And so we'll have to look at that. We'll have to take it off and take a peek. Woo! Not good. Yikes. Not good. This is bad.
It could have been way worse.
Yeah, we could be picking it up off on interstate somewhere.
Yep.
Well, the tires are still connected in.
Okay.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what released.
Okay.
It's where it hooked into the seat post. We've had it covered for a few days now. So it would have gone like that.
Oh,
but this is one reason
right.
that this came off. But this is one reason I locked this bike to this bike. This bike's in there solid. So if this bike does this, I have this super heavy duty lock to hold this to this. So this is what came off. So we just have to check it. Never had that happen.
Nope. And we don't usually have that cover on. Even though we have lights on top, we've usually had the cover off just to be able to see the other lights, but we decided it was okay because the lights on top were working really well, and that's what people are gonna see. So we generally don't drive with the cover on, and this time we did, thankfully, because that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, and we've had it on for a few days now, so I haven't checked it because it's under there, so I haven't checked, but now I know to make sure I check that. That has to get checked. We've never had this happen. It's the first.
Yep.
It's a great bike rack. We got this from our friends Roy and Phyllis. They gave it to us at a huge discount, so thank you, you guys. So this right here was the problem. This guy right here. You can see it hooks to the seat and then it hooks to this bar and it just came loose, so I have to check that. But again, this has never happened in all of the miles that we've put on with these bikes back here. That's never happened. And now I need to be more aware of it. Maybe I won't cover them when I go down the road so I can check on them better. So yeah, that's the deal. But again, I locked it here as a backup. So thank goodness. And then the tires are hooked in, but especially with all that torque, who knows if those would have held. So we dodged a bullet, and you learn, and then you remind yourself, and we show you so that you guys can keep an eye on this stuff. And my guess is that there were people behind us thinking, holy Moses, that's not good. So today we are at Lewis and Clark Discovery Center at Hell's Gate State Park in Lewiston, Idaho. Yeah. So we came over to check this out to get out of the rig for a little bit. I am getting destroyed by allergies, and so if you hear my voice sound a little like Joe Cocker, that's the deal. That's what's happening. So we're gonna take a look around. They have a marina here. It's pretty quiet. I mean, it's probably kind of before season, but we're way down in this canyon. To give you perspective, as we drove down with just the truck, I was getting 45 miles to the gallon. If I could just sear that into my brain. Normally when we have the rig, a good day we're 8. So that shows you how far we were driving downhill to get to this state park. Let's go in and check it out. What are you finding out?
I'm not really finding a lot out. I'm just trying to read. It's American history, and as you know, I grew up Canadian in Canada, so I know there's a whole Lewis and Clark expedition thing, but I don't know much about it, so I'm just reading it.
I know exactly who those guys are.
Yeah.
That would be John Bonjovi, and that would be Richie Sambora of the famed Bonjovi Band. So I didn't know we'd see them here, but apparently they're very well known in this town.
I think by the end of this, though, I'll know a lot.
You're halfway there. Just take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Apparently you can rent bicycles. Look at this. Little beach cruisers. That's pretty cool. Got the little people bike right here. It's pretty neat. It's pretty clean. Looks brand new. Well, not brand new, but it looks fairly new. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So we just watched a movie on the Lewis and Clark expedition. It was good. It was made specifically for this nature center or discovery center. It was cool. I don't normally like to watch the movies at these places, but that one was really well done. And especially after we had just driven through that area, and we will be driving through that area again tomorrow, you have a whole new appreciation for those people who went over those mountains and found the Pacific Ocean. See, I just gave away the entire film. I'm sorry. Somebody was telling us at the brewery or the winery yesterday that they do river guided, like riverboat tours, and that must be the riverboat. Yeah, that's a big boat. So they cruise up and down the river. That'd have been fun to do had we been here longer. It's the other problem with go is we come into a place we don't really get to stop and smell the roses or ride the boats. That looked like fun. So what do you think of that on first? I know I'm catching you off guard.
I think it's cool, you know, that they were talking in the movie about the public lands and how they've preserved a lot of them for people to enjoy, to go camping and things like that. So yeah, we're lucky.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of the Border Hookups. Please remember to subscribe and to ding that bell so that we can let all of you know as to when we have more episodes coming out.
You smell good.
Thank you. I feel good.
If you like what you saw in this video, give us a thumbs up and place a comment below so we know what you're thinking. And we hope to see you out here.
See you out here. We're pretty far out here. So good luck.